I escaped being processed by the Robocop's bullets, but the fuzz caught me on a metaphysical level. So I got locked up in a metaphysical prison, one with metaphysical bars and a lot of other aliens, ghosts, and such. I'm here until I get my parole hearing. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Pray it doesn't cost me a lot of dough because I'm fresh out of space bucks. Speaking of dough, the food here sucks with a capital S. All we ever get is a metaphysical cornbread and a little bit of water. It's not even real cornbread. Shit. Anyway, I wanted to let you in on a little secret. In jail, they have this little one-way window that they use for surveillance. My friends here tell me they know the story. Anywho, if you ever get locked in metaphysical prison, kids, just remember, you gotta have a pretty skinny head to fit through the windows or bars, if it's the kind of prison with bars in the windows.
Here we go. This is the kind you see in old movies. Even prison staff has to be able to rock out.
Oh, this is just the only bedroom. The warden. Big bedroom for a baby.
Here's that window that he was talking about. It's a one-way window. I'm out of filming. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, well, what's this one-way window that we're talking about?
So, my name is Cole. I'm the all tour guide today. Right now, you're going to see a brief, about 11-minute video. It's going to talk a little bit about the history of the jail, a little bit about the mall and McGuire's moving into Jim Court. When this video does conclude, I'll come back in and we will start our guided portion of the tour.
Welcome to the Little Museum. Please sign your phones. Photos may be taken of everything except the handprint. This is to preserve it. Photos of the handprint are available in a gift shop for only 50 cents. No videotaping or paranormal investigations. Please stay with your guide, keep your voices to a whisper, and children should stay with their parents at all times. If your child becomes disruptive, please be respectful and step away from the group. And the kitchen across the hall, bedrooms are upstairs. Before we leave, our guide will be happy to take your picture behind our art.
I'll hold the chicks.
You can see the old barbed wire. Yeah. Oh.
This portion of our jail it was in use until 1979. There are a total of 14 cells down here that fit one individual in each, being 11 cells here and 3 additional cells attached past those pipes. Please ask you guys, don't try to go to those ones back there. I'll give you time to each of these ones after this little summary, right? But the temperature we're feeling relatively was the same in spring and summertime. That's when it got pretty cool and damp. In the wintertime, that's when it was very hot because there was 3 furnaces that lined up outside of these cells. Those furnaces, they had lead pipes sticking out of the top of them that would lead into these holes on the wall. So all the heat that was down here could also travel upstairs to heat the main cell wall. Now the last cell over to my right, we call it our VIP cell. It's called that because it's the only cell down here with a sink and a toilet. If you were another prisoner, you didn't get the luxury of that cell, you'd have to use a bucket that was roughly around this size to do your business. That also had to last through your whole sentence, which would range from 2 days to 2 weeks without being changed. It's pretty disgusting. Lastly, the lights y'all see, they are all for tour purposes only. None of these lights were down here in solitary confinement, wasn't in use in this jail. It was basically completely dark down here at all times. Alright. So I'm going to be in the front of the room if y'all have any questions. I want to give you a few moments to look around, take pictures, flash is more than welcome. Alright, then we'll start heading back upstairs.
You need my flashlight, probably.
Yeah, we probably should have brought one, huh?
No, that has caution tape on it. I think that's the one with the sink and shit in it.
I didn't realize we were going to be, you know,
Yeah, here you
pitch
go.
black.
Caution tape, but you can't go in there, but there you go.
That's not a flashlight.
It's something.
That's not helping much.
It's just a bunch of doors.
Oh, really? Alright, well that helps. I'm go in here now.
If we don't have a good light, I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Not supposed to You can like try to do like really dark there. Nobody see You might be able to see this one. It's got a window. Am I light?
What I heard was basically they were didn't want to go so I'm going to ask you guys to keep walking up the steps. Stay to your left, take a look at the last 3 cells on your left hand side. I'll also guide you in the right direction of them as I do get upstairs.
Kim, come over here and stand in this light and do something scary. Come into the light and do something scary.
We gotta go! Or dead! Let's go!
Okay, then keep up. Go ahead and keep up.
So you exercise your dungeon. Oh, Jesus.
Alright everybody, so welcome to the main cell block portion of our jail. Now there are a total of 27 cells here that fit 1 Victoria individuals each. The first cell has a block that's bush ground trunk. That's actually a shower room. So the jail put around 5 to 10 inmates there at a time throughout the day. The second room there is a lunch room. It's kind of cool and unique about that room was it gave the opportunity for prisoners here to make a little bit of money. So the jail would throw about 1 to 3 inmates in there at a time throughout the day. They could do the whole entire jail's laundry for up to 25 cents an hour. In cell 26 here, which is called a typical cell because that's where a normal inmate would spend his time here in the prisons. So every cell in the cell block was 8 by 13 feet with 2 beds in them. If the jail was getting towards maximum capacity, they would put bunk beds in each of the cells to fit all the inmates. Now that you direct your attention to that window up there.
You ain't seen nothing.
That's what we call our one-way window. So the name comes from the structure of the window. Us standing out here right now looking up at it, we cannot tell, for example, if there was a guard or a warden looking down at us. It was basically like a security camera from the 1800s to the 1900s. So if there were prisoners out here getting a little bit of free time, they probably should have been on the best behavior at all times. I know you guys want to look around and take pictures of all that, but right now, if I could just ask you to take a seat in those chairs.
Lighting in here is not good.
Alright everybody, so in this jail alone we've had 32, 33 escape attempts. The one I'm about to share with you is one of our more famous ones because it's about a man who escaped from this prison through a window that was actually this size. So, a little backstory on the guy. He was sentenced here 180 days for parking fee ticket fine violations. He thought that sentence was a little lengthy for parking fee tickets, so he decided to claim his escape from the jail. So while he was here, what he did was he went on a 3-month strict diet. He's basically starved himself, only ate when he had to, got very skinny to the point where he was almost anorexic. And then the man said with all his lotions, oils, soaps, basically anything slippery the jail gave him, and decided to get in his cell one day, strip down, lather himself up with the oils and soaps that he saved, and he tied his bed sheets together to climb up to our window. He also had the help of 2 of his cellmates at the time to boost him up there as well. So when he got to the window, he immediately kicked this window right out of it. Then he managed to get his feet and half of his body through this side of the window. Just his head was on the other side, being a big problem. Couldn't really figure out a way to get it out. But over the course of a few minutes, just like that, the low force of gravity definitely helped him out. But what really helped him was his cellmates. They were doing anything possible to free his head from this small space, such as pushing and punching. No matter how much their efforts did hurt the man, their efforts did manage to work because they were somehow able to free his head from this small space. The man landed feet first into our now parking lot and started making his escape across town. Now, telling you that story, some of you are probably thinking, it's a pretty smart guy, right? He had a very clever plan to get out here. I did leave out one small detail. The man decided to do this whole plan at 12 o'clock in the afternoon in broad daylight. It's pretty easy for somebody to see a naked man fall out of his jail cell at that time, right? It was easy enough for a woman. She was straight across the street. She was eating lunch on her front porch. Basically, she saw the whole thing happen. She just came up here quickly and told the guards what she saw. The cops noticed he wasn't in his cell, went out looking for him in about 5 to 10 minutes. They ended up finding him in his own home here in Jim Thorpe. He managed to get himself there. The workhouse started waiting for him. So they did bring him back. He had to serve out the rest of his sentence and an additional 10 months on top of that for trying to escape from prison. Now, before you guys leave, I just want to tell you a little bit about cell 17 and the handprint that's in there. So, y'all watched that little video where they talked about the Mullen bars. There were a total of 7 Mullen bars that stayed in that cell throughout the history of the jail. The latest documentation we have of one of them staying there, when the handprint was put up on our wall, is this guy named Thomas P. Fisher. So, on the day of Thomas's execution here in the jail, he actually stuck his hand in the dirty floor, propped it up on the right side of the wall. He told the guards that that handprint he placed was a testimony of his innocence, and it should shame the county forever for hanging an innocent man. That handprint would keep coming back as a token of his innocence to prove it. No matter what he said, the guards still hung him later that day. He died inside of his prison. So after Thomas passed away, the jail did a total of 3 things to get rid of that handprint. They washed it off with soap and water, they painted over it, and they even dug out the whole right side of the wall where the handprint was, and they replastered it. After everything they did, the next day that handprint came back in the same size and in the same spot on the wall. A lot of people were a little nervous thinking the jail did hang an innocent person. Others were speculating that prisoners were doing it as a joke. So the jail actually hired a scientist from the University of Wilkes-Barre. He came down here to do a DNA swab test on that handprint. They were looking to find oils, handprints, fingerprints, something that was just justified why that handprint kept coming back. The only thing that came back from that swab test was a white paint chip from the wall. No fingerprints, nothing else. So that's why a lot of locals here believe that Thomas P. Fisher was actually an innocent man, and that handprint kept coming back to prove it.
Ese man dijo que le dieron.
Why are you smiling?
So like, you're not allowed to be smiling when you're back there. There's a mannequin in that one bed.